What's up, everybody? And today we're reacting to this video that I've probably been sent so many times, it's unbelievable. Basically, there's a Bradley tank that destroyed a T-90 tank, a Russian T-90 tank. This was Ukraine fighting against Russia. This is obviously a US-supplied Bradley. I've got some footage from Forces News YouTube channel. We're going to watch that because I've got a bit of talk over it. It's only like 1:40 long, so we're just going to kind of like listen to a bit, talk about a bit, break it down, see what's going on, and also just watch some really cool footage, to be honest with you, because this looks really, really cool. As always, if you don't want to hear me waffling on, there will be a link in the description for the original video. So if you want to go and check out the original video, you can go to the description and do that. Also, like 90% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed, and I'm trying to reach 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So by the end of 2024, I'd like to get 500,000. Please help be one of them 500,000. That would be really nice. So subscribe. And in the description as well, you'll see the new project me and my brother are working on, DREADNOUGHT MEADERY, where we're tasting, making, and learning everything we can about mead. And that's going to get bigger soon. So I'm very excited about that. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. Other than that, let's shut up. Let's pull this up. And let's have a cheeky peek, shall we?
They're some of the most dramatic armoured engagements we've seen from Ukraine.
Woo!
A Russian T-90 tank and 2 armoured fighting vehicles decimated by Ukrainian Bradleys.
Oh my god. Wait, before he gets into talking, let's just watch that bit of footage again.
They're some of the most dramatic armoured engagements we've seen from Ukraine. A Russian T-90 tank and 2 armoured fighting vehicles decimated by Ukrainian Bradleys.
You're getting absolutely destroyed, wasn't it? The amount of rounds that hit then was unreal.
It happened on the Eastern Front near
Wow.
Avdiivka.
Oh my
2
god.
US supply Bradleys from Ukraine's battle-hardened 47th Brigade ambushed the tank as it approached the village of Stepove. The T-90 is one of Russia's most advanced tanks.
Just to think that, like, for some reason, when we think about modern warfare, we think about drones and, you know, missiles that are guided and all this advanced technology, and you never think about like 2 tanks just going at it. Do you know what I mean? And this is it. And it's the T-90, like you just said, it's the most advanced tank that Russia's got, and it got demolished.
With a 125mm gun and explosive armour. But the Ukrainians attacked before it could bring any of that firepower to bear.
Oh my god.
The tank's armour exploding as it was hit by round after round. The Bradley's 25mm chain gun aiming for the tank's weak spot, the join between the turret and the hull. In a separate battle, a Bradley destroyed 2 Russian infantry fighting vehicles, pummeling the BMPs with its Bushmaster cannon.
You know, I don't usually watch actual footage on this channel because, you know, having this type of stuff on YouTube can be a little detrimental to your channel, so I try not to watch too much of it. But when I do get to watch it...
Close quarters. For the T-90, the end was near. By now, it was out of control, its turret spinning as it careered into a tree. But the Ukrainians weren't finished. Next to attack the tank, a kamikaze drone. Amazingly, the tank's 3 crew all emerged from the hull and staggered away. It was later claimed 2 were killed in action and a 3rd captured by Ukrainian forces. They
actually got out of that is absolutely nuts. The fact that they got out of that tank and ran off. Unfortunately, 2 of them passed. Well, you say unfortunately. This is war, innit, at the end of the day. And they are on the enemy side, which is the Russians, so not really unfortunate, is it? But at the same time, trying not to be insensitive, it's still a tragic thing, isn't it? But they got out the tank. They got out the tank, which is pretty amazing.
The remains of their $4.5 million tank, like so much Russian armour, abandoned on the battlefield. Simon Newton, Forces News.
Absolutely nuts, that, innit? Forces News is such a good channel for this type of stuff. I'm just going to play this stuff in the background while I talk. War is such a terrible thing that no one wants anyone to die, ever, especially people from the outside looking in, right? But Ukrainians and people in that area are going to be, you know, super happy that they managed to get at least 2 of them and capture 1. That's great news. That's great news for them. Whether or not, you know, you agree with that type of stuff is a different thing. This is war, man. This is war. This is what happens. You know, it's brutal, it's traumatizing, and unfortunately, it's dictated by people who are just using the regular man as pawns, unfortunately. And in this case, it's Putin. Putin is putting his men in jeopardy, and unfortunately, they're paying the price for it with weak equipment. Even though this tank is one of the best, is the best that Russian have, overall, the Russian forces have been given weak supplies, which is great for the Western world. I am not complaining of that. I am very happy to see that Russia have been all mouth and no talk, right? They think that they're a powerhouse, but the weapons they've got are dreadful. We've heard about this in the news plenty of times. So for us in the Western world, that's great news, right? But war is war. The Ukrainians are getting a crap ton of money from the UK and America sent to them, and they're getting the best of the best equipment. I even saw a video on YouTube about paper, like they're using flat packed cardboard drones that they just put together. They throw in the air and they'll fly and explode and do whatever they need to do. And these are just cardboard drones. Like they're coming flat packed on crates, like hundreds of them, maybe even thousands of them. They're getting stuff sent to them, and they're winning. They're winning. You know, they're still pushing back Russia. Look how big Russia is, and how much of a powerhouse they've supposed to be, and they've been dominated by Ukraine. It's incredible, and it's incredible to watch. It really is. Whether you like war or not, it's absolutely crazy that this is even still going on today. It's been, what, 2 years, 3 years now since it's kicked off? And it's still going on, which is baffling. It seems like the media has just moved all its attention to Israel and Palestine, which rightly so, because that's a tragedy in itself. And people are ignoring the fact that there's still people fighting in Ukraine, which is crazy. Luckily, they're still getting money sent to them. There will be a link down below in the description for the original video if you want to go check that out yourself. You can go check that out, check out the footage. I obviously was a driver in the Royal Marines at the very end of my career, and I got to drive some really cool vehicles. Didn't get to drive any tanks, but I got to drive some incredibly advanced vehicles that was really, really fun. But seeing this tank just get demolished, like a T-90 tank, just getting absolutely demolished, just makes you realize that anything is vulnerable with a skilled fighter, right? But a skilled fighter behind the seat, behind the weapon, anything's vulnerable. And that is quite the sight to see that tank getting obliterated. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Check out DREADNOUGHT Media in the description. And don't forget, please subscribe. Be one of my first, in my first 500,000 subscribers. Because I do plan on going further than 500,000 if I can, if I ever get there. So be within the first 500,000. Subscribe. That would really be appreciated. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.